Squawk Talk.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Squawk Talk. I am one of your hosts, Kenny Clark, and joining me on the line is my friend, Flip Dunsworth. Flip, Merry Christmas, baby. We've made it to the end of the road. It is the playoff finals.
Merry Christmas, Canon. It's a wonderful day, and we are excited for some football action, some Christmas action. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and I cannot wait.
That's right, man. That's right. It's been a long, arduous road for our GMs to get to this point. Let's go ahead and take a look at that playoff bracket.
We had an amazing matchup between Trevor and Nathan and Nancy here. Trevor squeaking by 107 to 106, and he moves on to the next round. Meanwhile, Kevin had the initial bye week, and he moved on to the next round. Now, it should be noted that if Kevin had been matched up with Trevor in that first week, Kevin would have blown Trevor out of the water 188 to 107. Moving on to the following week, Trevor blows Devin out of the water 180 to 132, and he moves on to the finals. Meanwhile, Kevin had a very close matchup with Hakan and moved on to the finals 131 to 120. Now, if Trevor and Kevin had been matched up in that next round, it would have been Kevin who would have been blown out of the water because Trevor had such a big score in that second round of the playoffs. So both teams have had just explosions of points at previous points in the playoffs, and both teams have had so-so performance. So it's anybody's win coming up here in the finals. Canon, I'd like to ask you here, who do you think has the edge as we go into the final round? What's your take on that?
It's a good question, Flip. You know, I've been looking at this matchup all week, and I'm putting my money on Kevin Bush, PhD, Polar Solar, baby. That's my pick. Let's walk through his team and see who he's got and how I think he's going to get there and win the goose this year. Here's where it is. It starts and it ends with my man, Russell Wilson, quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. Now, look, it's not going to be an easy game for him. He's going up against one of the best defenses in the LA Rams, but Russ has been quiet lately. You know what that means? He's due. He's due for an explosive game. He wants to make a statement and address all of his critics who have shipped him off the MVP race, who have Aaron Rodgers ahead of him and Patrick Mahomes ahead of him. And sure, it may be too late to have Russ in the MVP conversation at this point in the season, but he's not going down without a fight. I see Russ putting up some big points, some big numbers, and that's going to be where Kevin makes his money. Now, the other two places, let me add, where Kevin, I think, has a huge edge in Polar Solar, and that's in his wide receiving core. He's got that duo between Stephon Diggs and my man, Calvin Ridley Diddley, wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Those two guys have explosive potentials, and they've been putting up big numbers in recent weeks. I think they're going to go forward and putting up another big week and get Kevin those points that he needs to win the finals. The last point I'm going to make before I hand it back to you and get your opinion, Flip, the X factor. The X factor in this matchup for Kevin is Travis Kelce. This guy is at the tight end position, but he is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. He's going to put up some big numbers against a very bad defense this weekend, so look for him to have a big input on this game. So those are my reasons why I'm rolling with Kevin. PhD, Polar Solar for my pick in this year's finals. What about you, Flip?
Well, Canon, I'm going to cut to the chase here and say that I don't like your take. I don't like it at all. I think it's dumb. I think it doesn't make any sense at all. I am taking Keep Comerica Great and Trevor to win the finals here for the Everyday We're Rustling League. And let me tell you why. You're talking about Russell Wilson being a positive factor for Polar Solar. Well, I think Jay Inslee has shut down the kitchen, sent everyone home. There was a COVID outbreak in the kitchen. Russ is not cooking anymore. Him and Tyler Lockett, it's like he's got a a bad quarterback and then an anchor weighing him down in Tyler Lockett. I don't see them having much success this week against the Rams. So I don't think that is really going to be a factor here. While Russell Wilson's kitchen has been shut down, Jalen Hurts has like got a cool pop-up stand that all the influencers like, you know. It's like there's a line around the block and you never even heard of it. This is the new hot thing, and Jalen Hurts is going to roll in, and he's going to take on Dallas, and he's going to be slinging Philly cheesesteaks, and everyone's going to get a bite, and they're going to be loving it. I think this is the type of X factor that Trevor has his finger on the pulse of, and it's going to take him to the championship. Trevor has won 2 championships in the past. He's got that experience. He's got that veteran savvy going on. Did you know that on his bench, he's got quarterbacks on his bench? Quarterbacks? Why would he have a bunch of extra quarterbacks on his bench? Oh, because he knows that in the event of a tie, the tiebreaker goes to the bench point. So these are the type of like invisible savvy decisions. Trevor's like a fantasy ninja, and he's going to slice and dice Kevin apart without him even knowing it. Maybe Calvin Ridley Diddly Dum Dum is going to, you know, help out a little bit, or Stephon Diggs is going to dig him out of the hole a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's clear to me that Trevor is going to cross the finish line first and take home the championship.
Yeah, get your face on the screen here, there, Flip, because I got a couple of bones to pick with you on this. I can see your take. I can understand why you may have made your pick with Keep Comerica Great Again, but let me tell you this. It is probably one of the biggest rookie mistakes that I think you have made this whole broadcasting season, because I think Trevor is also making a rookie mistake by putting in a rookie as a starting quarterback in the finals. You can't leave it up to the rookies to win you the goose, my man. This is not the junior varsity league. This is the NFL. This is every day we're wrestling fantasy football. Jalen Hurts is going to hurt Trevor's chances to win this game. I know they're going up against Dallas, which is a pretty mediocre to bottom of the barrel defense, but they are playing for the NFC East. Both teams are still in it. Both of them are going to show up, and they're going to shake that quarterback down. I don't see Jalen Hurts putting up points this week. He's going down. And then the other weak point in Trevor's lineup, Noah Fant. Who is this guy? Yeah, sure, he had a big game last game, but let me tell you about a very important statistical phenomenon, my friend. Regression to the mean. 180 points last week. Trevor's coming back down to earth this week along with Noah Fant. I mean, who is this guy anyway? Am I right? So, you know, I see what you're saying, but I don't think so. Keep Comerica Great out. My man, Polar Solar, he's bringing it home this week, and he's taking the goose. I'm sticking with it.
Canon, I recommend that you go Google the gambler's fallacy. Now, this is an idea that talks about gamblers tend to think that the regression to the mean is always coming. Oh, I've lost this week, I've lost the next week, so the following week I'm going to win. Oh, Noah Fant had a good week, then he had a good week, so the next week he's going to have a bad week. Well, that's not how statistics works, Canon. I think you should look that up. And while you're at it, try to think a little bit outside of the box when you imagine, oh, maybe a rookie can or cannot be starting in the championship. That's not the way. I mean, I think Trevor is thinking at playing 3D chess while you're putting together a jigsaw puzzle here. I think that Trevor has got his eye on the prize and that he's going to come home with the goose at the end of the day. And then you'll have to come and explain yourself on the broadcast about how, oh, wow, it turns out the rookie actually can play in the finals. I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be glued to the TV screen in NFL Red Zone, seeing where the goose will land for the 2020 championship of Every Day We're Wrestling. These are exciting times, my friend Flip, and I can't wait to see how it all shakes out.
Canon, always a pleasure.
Say hi to the wife and kids for me, and Merry Christmas to all.
And to all a good night.
Squawk Talk.